Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Shah and this is Thoroughly Enjoyed Books. Today, the 30th of March, is World Bipolar Day, and as you already know if you've been subscribed to me for a while, this is something that is really close to my heart. I've recently been doing a series all about books about bipolar. I'll leave links down below to the playlist. I've got 2 videos on there so far and I've got a couple more in the works, and this is just a series where I review books that feature either main characters with bipolar or where bipolar is a key factor in the plot. Today I thought I would give you a rundown of books that I plan on reading in the near future that feature bipolar. I did think about doing some recommendations, however I realised that my recommendations are just going to be books that I'm going to be reviewing for you, and I didn't want to duplicate everything. I thought this would be a better way to do it. I have 5 books on this list. A few of them are really popular, a few of them are a little less popular, but they are all books that feature bipolar disorder. I can't comment yet on the representation because, as I said, I haven't read them, but these are the ones that I see constantly when I ask for recommendations about bipolar disorder, or if I do research into books about bipolar. These are the ones that come up over and over and over again. I have 2 with me here, which are right there, and then I have another 3 which I plan on getting at some point. One of them I do have a copy of at my dad's house. It's actually my sister's copy, so I will get a copy of that at some point. The first book is The Best Awful by Carrie Fisher. I recently did a video reviewing 2 of Carrie Fisher's other books, Wishful Drinking and Postcards from the Edge. Postcard from the Edge is actually the first book in this series. This is a sequel. I don't think you have to read them in order, but it probably is better if you do. So this is a book about a actress who has bipolar disorder and has recently been in rehab for that. This follows her relationship with an actor that she meets, and it is semi-autobiographical. It's kind of to do with Carrie Fisher's relationship with Brian Lord, who she had a daughter with, and he turned out to be gay. So I don't know how much of that is in this book, but if it is anything like her life, it's going to be weird and wacky anyway, and if it's anything like her other books, it's definitely going to be a really interesting look at bipolar disorder. Definitely one that I want to get to pretty soon. The next book is one that I've had for literal years, but never knew it really had any bipolar representation in it until very recently, and that is The Marriage Plot by Jeffrey Eugenides. I've read The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides and really enjoyed it. I'm not sure how good I would find the representation if I was to reread it now, but I think Jeffrey Eugenides spends a lot of time focused on mental health in his books. This will be the second book that I've read by him. I also have Middlesex on my bookshelf as well. I hope I enjoy these. I'm intrigued what I'll think of the representation of the mental health in these books now. I'm also interested to know if Jeffrey Eugenides himself has any mental health issues. He seems to have quite an interest in it, and if this is anything like Own Voices in any way, shape or form, that could be quite intriguing. I don't really know too much about the plot of this book. I believe it might be about some people who stage a relationship to get married. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll find out when I go into it. Next we have a graphic memoir, and that is Marbles by Ellen Forney. This explores the author or illustrator's experience with mental health and how they use creativity to deal with their mental health. It's non-fiction, as I've mentioned, because it is a memoir, and this is something that I think I'll find really interesting. I am someone who uses creativity a lot to deal with my own mental health, particularly poetry recently, and also I've used fiction in the past as a way to express my thoughts and feelings. So to read a memoir based on this, I think would be really fascinating. I've seen it around a few times. I've never seen it in stores to be able to pick up, but it is one that really does intrigue me. The next book I want to talk about is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. This is a book that I already own and have at my dad's house. It is my sister's edition, so I will borrow off her. But this is about 2 characters, Theodore and Violet. Theodore has a bizarre fascination with death and has thought of ways to kill himself, whereas Violet is coming to terms with her sister's recent death, and it explores mental health in teenagers and romance whilst you're dealing with all this mental health and the preoccupation with death in mental health. This sounds really triggering. I believe there is a TV show or a film that's recently come out about it as well. My sister did say that when she read it, it was a bit too close to the bone and really difficult for her to read. So I'm not sure how I'll find this one. It is one I'll definitely go into with caution, but it is one that I've heard amazing things about in the past. And then the last book I have to tell you about is one I don't know too much about, but I've been recommended this one so many times, and that is Little and Lion by Brandy Colbert. This book looks really interesting. Again, it is a young adult, and I believe it's about a girl who returns from a boarding school to find that her brother has recently been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and needs her for emotional support, and it is about that relationship and dealing with mental health in family units. Again, something that appeals so much to me, one that I might order actually after I've filmed this video, because it's been on my list for a really long time and it sounds fascinating to me. So these are books that I plan on reading soon that feature bipolar characters. I will also leave a link to the playlist so that you can watch my other videos in this series talking about bipolar in books. The ones I've done so far are The Illustrated Mum by Jacqueline Wilson and some Carrie Fisher books. I love Carrie Fisher, as I've already mentioned in this video. I'm going to be doing one very soon on Silver Linings Playbook by Matthew Cook as well. So if you go ahead to that playlist, you can find all the videos that I've made about this so far. Bipolar is a really horrible mental health condition. It is one that not a lot of people understand. It is one that people living with often live in denial with. It's very stigmatized and it's very difficult to control. I wish I could destigmatize it, but I'm just one person and all I can do is talk about my experience, talk about experiences that are written down in books, and tell you what it is like for me, and maybe debunk some of the myths around it, because there's a lot out there. There's a lot of misinformation about bipolar disorder. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do let me know if you've read any of these books in the description box down below and what you thought of them. I really like doing these videos. Like I said, they just help to destigmatize everything, and I hope that you get something out of it as well. As usual, I'll leave all my links in my description box down below, and I can't wait to see you in another video very soon. Bye.